Hi! So I haven't filmed for a really long time, and as you can hear today I've got the worst cough. Wayne is also coughing constantly, so you might hear him in the background, but we're just gonna try and get through this. So I thought today I'd have a tiny bit of a catch-up chat and explain why I started a booktube channel and then essentially went missing for ages. And also I have a Fairyloot here to unbox, so I thought I'd take the chance in this video to do both things. So if the video looks a little bit choppy, I apologise. It's me trying to cut out the insane coughing. Essentially, during the summer holidays, I decided I'd start this channel because I thought it would be a great way for me to learn how to edit. And it would be also really fun for me to get to talk about books with people and maybe try and develop some friendships and stuff with them. I really enjoyed making the videos and editing them in August, and it was just so fun to keep up with, and I filmed a few more in September. And then I started to have my students back and try to plan work, and in essence it's just so tiring sometimes that coming home and editing just didn't happen. To give a little bit of context, this is the 2nd September for me as a teacher. The 1st September literally killed me. It was awful, extremely stressful, very difficult to get through. And I was determined that this year would be better, and it has been. Now that I've seen what September's like, I was able to plan a little bit better. But there is no denying that the beginning of the year is definitely the hardest part for any teacher. So the first half term is particularly busy, and it's particularly filled with problems and lots of different admin things, as well as you try to establish your classes, as you get used to your new students. I work in a college, so I have a lot of students who are testing the boundaries at this point. They've just come from school and they've come to college, and so behaviour can be a bit of a problem sometimes as students try to learn what the difference is between being a school child and essentially a young adult in an adult atmosphere. So there's a lot of that going on at the beginning. November to December half term can also be a little bit like that, I discovered last year, but it does settle down a lot because the students have known you now for 2 months. You've got to know them, you've established some kind of relationship, and doing that definitely helps going forward to make things a lot better for the year. So, apologies. So we've just reached half term. Yesterday was the last day of this half term. We've got a week off now and it's Halloween week, and I'm really excited to have some time to actually enjoy things for myself. What's been really good about this half term so far is that I haven't felt overly stressed. I think we've handled it really well. Compared to last year, it's so much better. The biggest problem with it has been that for people who are like me, a little bit introverted and a little bit shy, it's really difficult going in and meeting 200 new people, which is essentially what you are doing for the first couple of weeks. You're going in and having to be the biggest presence in the room because they're scared. They're really anxious getting to know each other. They don't know anyone, they don't know you, and you have to have that confidence. You have to be the person leading that when really you're standing there petrified because 30 new people are just looking at you all wide-eyed. And I'm quite honest with my students about that. My students know that I in no way deny what anxiety feels like, what it feels like to not really be confident enough to stand in front of 30 people and talk, but do it anyway. And I think that's quite appreciated, and it's really important because when we get back after half term, the first thing that my students will be doing is spoken language presentations, which means they have to stand up in front of their classmates and be the person leading for 3 minutes to 5 minutes each, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you actually stand up and speak, it's such a long time to be the person who is focused on entirely. So I kind of spend the first half term modelling that for them and showing them that there's a way to do that, there's a way to be in front of them all and have that confidence even if you're feeling a little bit scared. And then hopefully over these 2 months they've developed enough of a relationship that standing in front of each other they won't be as scared, and it might fill them with that bit of confidence. That's what I hope anyway. But it's draining to meet that new people, to perform that much every day, and I think that's the reason why I haven't really made videos, because as much as these videos are about the things I love and books and things I get to talk about, you are constantly performing in work every day. So to then come home and kind of have that confidence again in front of a camera, it's been quite hard. And then I got sick as well. So, you know, but I'm going to aim now. I'm not going to punish myself for it, but I'm going to aim now to try and be a little bit better with the videos now that things are settling down in work, and to get back to speaking to you guys again about things that I love and enjoy. So as for filming in September and October, I did film my September Balanced and the books that I have purchased and read, which I can outright say was a massive fail and was awful. And then I had every intention of editing it and keeping myself accountable and doing so much better in October. But here we are on the 27th of October, and what I know for certain is I've purchased around 10 plus books this month and have read nowhere near that many. I'm quite happy with my reading. I haven't not read. I've been reading every night and doing it quite happily. It's just when you're getting home from work late, you're tired, you don't read as many pages, and so that's having a knock-on effect. And it seems like October is the month for the release of everything. So I haven't got them all with me today, but things that I know that I've purchased in October, some of which I'm extremely excited for. I've got Wayward Son, which I purchased a copy for myself and a copy for my best friend Sean, because it had these absolutely stunning, gorgeous sprayed edges, and so I wanted us both to have those. So we're going to buddy read that at some point, because he absolutely loved reading Carry On. It's the only book he's got multiple copies of, and although Carry On isn't really my favourite book at all, it's so exciting being able to read something that I know he's so excited about. So I'm eager to see that with him. I also got Capturing the Devil, which is the final one by Kerry Maniscalco in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, but I'm slowly rereading the books, and so it'll probably take me till Christmas to read Capturing the Devil, but I know I'll enjoy it. I got The Deathless Girls by Kieran Millward Harwood, I think it's Kieran Millward Harwood, and she also wrote The Island at the End of Everything, which is stunning. It's such a beautiful book. The Deathless Girls is based on the women within Dracula, like the siren type women, and so it's like a retelling of how did they end up there and why, and it's supposed to have this dark atmosphere, so I'm quite intrigued by that. It's her first young adult novel versus children's novel, so that is also something that I'm quite happy about, because I loved her writing anyway, so I'm hoping that with it being aged up a tiny bit as well, it might be even more atmospheric and dark and intriguing. I purchased Angel Mage by Garth Nix, which I'm so excited for. So Garth Nix is one of my absolutely favourite writers. I love Sabriel. It's so wonderful. I also really love the Keys to the Kingdom series that he wrote. So I'm really excited for Angel Mage, which is a standalone fantasy based on a world where angels are kind of like completely tangible. They're there with you and almost controlled by some kind of tokens or icons, and they are supposed to help. And some kind of plague takes one place that is potentially due to angel intervention, and so we're going to follow a dark, twisted priestess style character, and also these people who are going to have to work with the angels to try and save that place. I just love Garth Nix's world building. It's incredibly intricate. The magic is usually really wonderful, and he takes these different ideas rather than magic systems that I'm quite used to. He has a tendency to play with something that you don't see as often. So in Sabriel, it was playing with the idea of like reverse necromancy. In this, it's angels, and the angelic hierarchy, which I think is going to be quite cool. In Keys to the Kingdom, it was that idea of the creation and godly creation over 7 days being 7 floors in this kingdom and the 7 days of the week, and I just think it's very clever. You don't see it as often, so I'm really looking forward to that. I bought The Confession by Jessie Burton, which I have read. I'm not going to review that here, but another beautiful book, something I don't usually read and a little bit different for me, so I'm still ruminating on that because I'm not sure how I feel entirely about it. I've just got an email saying The Toll by Neil Shusterman is in, which is the 3rd one in his Arc of Scythe series, which is based on a dystopian, well, a utopian technically, world where no one can die any longer, and therefore to ensure population control, they have scythes who have to kill a certain quota of people a year, and clearly that leads to some dystopic elements. It's a brilliant series, so that's the last one in that series that I'm really looking forward to, absolutely desperately. And on Monday, so tomorrow, I get to go see Lee Bardugo again and get 9th House and hopefully get that signed, so I'm so excited to see that and get that book. It's going to be dark and twisty and filled with atmosphere, and so perfect for me to get it on Monday so that when I am off on Halloween I can read it. So yay, I can't wait for that. So that's kind of where I'm at with reading at the moment, and my reading updates. I'm just making my way slowly through series and just keeping myself read. I've now finally read the 2nd book in the Darker Shades Magic series, which I've just finished, and I'll do a whole review of the series once I finish A Conjuring of Light. And I finished yesterday Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I was listening to as an audiobook. But yeah, I'm plodding along, I think is how we do that. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes break because you can hear my voice scratching and cracking again, and then once I finish with those couple of minutes break, well, for you it'll be a couple of seconds, I'm going to come back and I will unbox my Fairyloot. So I'm back after our small tiny break, and I'm now going to unbox my Fairyloot parcel. So in full disclosure, there is a month missing of Fairyloot unboxings, and that is because Fairyloot uses Hermes, and Hermes is an awful delivery company who refuse to allow you to redeliver on specific days and so on. The delivery was terrible. I haven't actually managed to get hold of my Fairyloot parcel from September yet. It is apparently being resent now that they finally got it back, but yeah, so unfortunately I couldn't get the September box, which I'll hopefully get at some point, and maybe I'll unbox it in a similar way to this, but you'll have seen that by now, and I'm avoiding spoilers because I still want it to be a surprise. However, I've now got my hands on the October box, which is the Love at First Bite box. So that's what I'm going to be unboxing today. I've got the spoiler card here. I'm not going to look at it. I'm going to give the spoiler card to Wayne, so he will be able to correct me when I get every one of these series wrong, or if there's a book I don't know, or something like that. So you'll get my initial reactions, which may be a little bit stupid, the same as last month where I thought an elven thing wasn't Lord of the Rings because I don't know Lord of the Rings. I still get my initial reactions, and then he'll be able to correct me on the actual series. So let's dig into these purple, lovely, messy bits. Okay, I'm starting with this intriguing looking candle on top. And it says, My Last Sunrise, Blood Orange, Damascus Rose, and Cashmere Musk. Cashmere musk? Is cashmere not like a wool? So I have no idea what this can be intrigued by, and the label, to be honest, is not giving me a hint of what it might be from. But I'm hoping it's going to be vampire-y or something like that because it's My Last Sunrise, so it's clearly going to be linked to the idea of the last sunrise that they can see. Oh, there's a little thing inside. Okay, so I've opened it up to smell it, as you do with all candles, and it says that Morris, I was not yet a vampire, and I saw my last sunrise. I remember it completely, yet I do not think I remember any other sunrise before it. Oh, that morning I was not yet a vampire, and I saw my last sunrise. I remember it completely, and yet I do not remember any other sunrise before it. Okay, so that's Anne Rice. Interview with a vampire, and it does actually say, I don't know, that's not going to focus. Okay, so it says on this card that that's a little quotation from Interview with a Vampire. Now, I haven't read Interview with a Vampire. I've watched Interview with a Vampire years ago with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. And it's about Kirsten Dunst. But it's someone like, I think it might be Kirsten Dunst when she's really little. She plays this really spooky, creepy young child vampire in it that you're not supposed to turn children. Also has Antonio Banderas in it, and he is a wonderful vampire. But what I have really watched and remember quite well is Queen of the Damned. And I think I may have seen Vampire Lestat. Those movies are quite good. There was a point where I really liked those type of movies where it was like Blade and Queen of the Damned and that kind of rock star vampire atmosphere that they had. I've tried reading an Anne Rice once, and it's not bad at all, but I don't know, maybe I have to retry another one. As for the smell, I'm not sure orange is for me. Orange is a smell that I don't particularly love, ever. But you know, pretty candle, last resort smell. Wayne's laughing because I don't like orange things despite appearances. Okay, so we're going to move on. Oh, that is super cute. And I will be putting that onto one of my scarves this Halloween. A little bat pin badge. It's got such a cute design on it. Little enamel pin. That is so sweet. So I really, really like that. And sometimes I just really like to wear them on like my neck scarves and stuff like that because they're just so cute. Okay. We have a Bite Me beanie. So it's got a really cute design on it. It says Bite Me. I have no idea what this is from, but it's so cute. So clearly when it's raining out and I decide I'm wearing a beanie to keep my hair protected, this is what we'll be wearing. Okay, so we've got a box here. It says Gothic Vampires. is a 4-piece coaster set. So let's take a look. Oh, they're pretty. Okay. Oh. Okay, so we've got a Gothic rose coaster. We have a red kind of blood chalice style design. We've got a bat with like a skull behind it. Can you see? Yeah. And we've got like a dagger. And I think there's like other skulls behind there in the background. So it's kind of like a ritual style dagger, which is very cool. Okay, what I can say is so far I was really worried about this box because I'm not in love with vampire stories and things like that. So some of these items are like really cool because it's not too like vampire-y. These are kind of just like Gothic inspired, and I think this is really cool. We'll really enjoy those because I think they look absolutely amazing. And we'll definitely get some use out of those. I'm going to pull this off now, which, yeah, it's okay. I'll pull it off. Okay, so we've got, oh, ooh. Okay. So all you can hear is my excitement rather than actually what's happening, and sorry, the rustling of the plastic. But this is a Dracula book bag. And what I can desperately say is I have been desperate for another book bag. So the first and only book bag I currently have came from Fairyloot the first time I got them. And I really love it. I actually keep my Kindle in it and a couple of my journals that I carry around every day in work with me, and that's what I keep in them. And it's a really nice book bag, but it's shorter, and a hardback is really hard to fit in. This one looks like that's hardback size. Not a giant hardback, but a reasonable hardback size. Definitely going to fit my paperbacks in. Definitely reasonable hardback size. Also big enough to fit some annotation supplies in. So I've really wanted another one of these. And it's got a zip, which I think is even better. So the quote is from Bram Stoker's Dracula. You've got this Gothic design where you can see the castle in Transylvania in the background. And then you can see kind of, I don't know if it's a window or a gate design in front of it. And it says, there are darknesses in life and there are lights. And you are one of the lights. The light of all lights. And I just think that's brilliant. And if you're going to pick anything vampire-y for me at all, Dracula would definitely be the way to go. So I love that. I can't wait to be using it.
Waterproof lining.
Oh, and it's a waterproof lining, which is even better because my last book bag had to go into the wash because I spilled coffee all over it. So, yeah, I think we are now, I'm just going to double check. But yes, so we've got some cards and some prints. Now, these are two very spooky looking, very sexy vampire women. Okay, I absolutely love their long, dark flowing hair. Love that colour. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm hoping that these are going to be the characters from the book that I get this month. It will. I will show you another day. I have now displayed all of my Fairyloot images up on the wall with a couple of other things. So this will be going up on our wall. We've also got the two tarot cards that come with this month. So that is the Hierophant and the Two of Cups. I don't know who these people are. I'm going to be honest, I have no clue. Are these tarot cards all Harry Potter? I'm not sure. I'll find out. And then we've got from Stephanie Meyer, I like the night without the dark. We never see the stars. So I like the night. Without the dark, we'd never see the stars. So Stephanie Meyer wrote Twilight.
It's from Twilight.
Okay. And that is seriously showing how my young adult chops do not stand up at all. I've never read Twilight. I have no desire to. And that isn't because I was all like, no, Twilight. I just preferred Vampire Diaries. So that's what I read instead. Still, very good quote though. And completely true. My hair is completely wrecked after that hat. I feel like putting the hat back on. But instead I'm going to open up our Fairyloot book for this month. Okay, so I'm back. I just put my enamel pin on after taking a little drink, and we're going to open the book. Sprayed edges. Oh, I know what it is. Okay. So, and I completely get the interview with the vampire stuff. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. If I was going to read any vampire book, what I can honestly say is it would probably be something like The Beautiful Damned by Renée Ahdieh. And that's not because I love Renée Ahdieh or anything. I read The Wrath and the Dawn and I thought it was okay. I liked it, but it wasn't quite what I wanted. But the writing was good and the storytelling was good. It's just I wanted a little bit more. So I've got no problems with Renée Ahdieh. I really like it. But this is New Orleans style vampires. It's going to be very Interview with a Vampire style, Dracula style vampires. So no offense to everyone who loves Twilight and things like that. That is not my kind of vampire. I used to love the Vampire Diaries, but the adaptation is different. Damon Salvatore on TV is not like Damon Salvatore in the books. And so that's just never really been my kind of vampire before. This is so much more likely. I think we're talking much darker, much sexier, hopefully very secret society based, which will be fantastic. I'll enjoy that so much more. This cover is stunning. So you've got the chalice, which is pouring the blood red rose petals down. It's very beautiful, and it is a signed copy as well, which is just stunning. Cover's beautiful. I'm just going to look under the dust jacket and see. I think it's plain black, but oh, I'm so glad I took that off. Okay, so the cover has just got this beautiful gilt red, but under the dust jacket you've got this stunning print design as well. And oh, I love that it's going to be 19th century, looking by her dress and her clothes. We're definitely talking a 19th century, which is just fantastic. I will be completely honest, I was scared for this box. I was petrified. I thought it was all going to be Twilight and Vampire Diaries and things like that, and I'm so happy with what we've got. So made up. I'm going to read, because I don't know much about this book, I'm just going to read the blurb. So, in 1872, New Orleans is a city ruled by the dead. But to 17-year-old Celine Rousseau, it's also a safe haven after she's forced to flee her life in Paris. Quickly enraptured by the vibrant city, from its music to its extravagant soirees and its danger, she soon becomes embroiled in the city's glitzy underworld, and particularly the group known as Le Coeur de Lion. Now that really reminds me of Armand in an Interview with a Vampire, which is what I was talking about before, of Antonio Banderas and stuff like that. So yeah. But when a body is found in their lair, Celine is forced to battle her attraction for the group's enigmatic leader, Sebastian Saint-Germain, and suspicions about his guilt, along with her own secrets. As more bodies are discovered, New Orleans becomes gripped in the terror of a serial killer on the loose, one who seems to have Celine in his sights. But when she finally takes matters into her own hands, She finds herself caught in between the midst of an age-old feud between the darkest creatures of the night, where the price of forbidden love is her life. Yeah. Yeah, I'm picking that up. ASAP. I might pick that up this week. That is so fun. It feels very much like the same vibe as the Diviners, which obviously is set a little bit later in the Diviners, but there's definitely that vibe to it. It definitely feels very Anne Ricey and exactly the type of vampires I like. Dracula also has that same feel, where you've got the vampire coming to this big city and this idea of it being against that backdrop of theatre and culture. I think it's going to be stunning, so I am so excited to read this book. Okay, so that is my Fairy Loot box, and that is my general catch up for the end of October and the beginning of November. My plans going forward, as I said, are to attempt to make a video and try and keep up, but I'm not going to be upset if I find work getting in the way. I would really love to try and film a video every week and keep up with that, so that's what I'm going to aim for, one video a week, which I film and edit and get up to you guys. But if I manage more than that, then fantastic, and if I don't, well, I'm okay with that. We kind of need to be. I just absolutely love all this, so I'm so excited going forward, and I will update on where I'm up to after that point. But for now, well, happy Halloween everyone, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. We found a letter, we found a map, and we found a letter, and we found this. Look how stunning and beautiful that is. Yeah. Okay, so I just came back for that. We found the letter, we found the stunning. I'm going to go read. Bye.
Oh my god. I definitely can't do this.
Why?
Because the first
Is it
one's in
French?
French.